In November 2023, one of the largest human trafficking scandals in the entertainment industry came to light. Diddy faced accusations of sex trafficking from his ex-girlfriend, Cassie Ventura. Since then, Diddy and his legal team have been working tirelessly to manage the fallout, but their efforts have been largely unsuccessful. On the night of September 16, 2024, P. Diddy was arrested at the Park Hyatt Hotel in New York. Following a raid on his mansion, Diddy was taken into custody on the night of September 16, 2024, at the Park Hyatt Hotel in New York, where he had been staying. When the allegations first surfaced in 2023, many believed the case would fade away due to Diddy's significant influence within the entertainment industry. However, as more victims came forward, the situation escalated into a full-blown federal investigation. The rap mogul was charged under a 3-count indictment for racketeering, conspiracy, sex trafficking, and transportation with intent to engage in prostitution. Yet, these were only the surface-level accusations. Beneath them lay additional charges including kidnapping, arson, bribery, forced labor, and obstruction of justice, among others. What initially appeared to be a case of sexual misconduct evolved into something far more extensive. Homeland Security Special Agent William S. Walker, who is leading the investigation, remarked, "Today we shatter any false notion of impunity as we uncover the defendant's alleged pattern of manipulation, exploitation, and outright abuse. Make no mistake, we are here today only because of the unwavering strength of victims and witnesses who have already endured unspeakable hardships. I commend them for their courage." Although Diddy has not yet been convicted, Walker's statement suggests that significant evidence has been uncovered, making it seem like only a matter of time before justice is served. The case gained momentum largely due to the bravery of Cassie Ventura and Lil Rod, who, despite threats to their careers, chose to speak out. Their allegations have inspired others to come forward, marking a crucial step in exposing deeper corruption within the industry. Diddy's defense team, led by Mark Agnifilo, has been working relentlessly to secure an acquittal for their client, but their efforts have drawn scrutiny. One of Agnifilo's central arguments is that Diddy is being unfairly targeted because of his success as a black man. He contends that the government has been after Diddy for over 15 years, trying to bring him down as he built his businesses and wealth. Agnifilo insists that Diddy has been a model citizen, paying taxes, contributing to his community, and managing his enterprises ethically. According to him, the government's inability to attack Diddy's business dealings led to an assault on his personal life instead. In TMZ Presents The Downfall of Diddy, Agnifilo framed the case as an orchestrated takedown of a successful black entrepreneur. However, this defense draws comparisons to R. Kelly's case, where similar arguments were made when the singer faced trafficking allegations after multiple victims came forward. Diddy's legal team now faces an uphill battle as the weight of evidence continues to mount against him. Fans of R. Kelly claim that the government was just trying to bring down a black man. The singer was on different news channels singing tunes of his innocence until undeniable evidence was brought against him and he was sentenced to 30 years in prison. As his supporters continued to keep his songs on streaming platforms and claim his innocence, his daughter stepped forward to reveal that R. Kelly, her father, sex abused her throughout her childhood.
I really feel like that 1 millisecond completely just changed my whole life.
As his supporters continued to keep his songs on streaming platforms and claim his innocence, his daughter stepped forward to reveal that R. Kelly, her father, sex abused her throughout her childhood. I really feel like that 1 millisecond completely just changed my whole life. Ever since the chilling confession by R. Kelly's daughter, the world has been quiet about R. Kelly's daughter, With Diddy, his lawyer has also been attempting to take advantage of that angle for his defense. According to Mark Agnifilo in the TV documentary, he claimed that if Diddy was a regular person in society and not a celebrity, the government wouldn't be interfering this much in his life. And by interference in Diddy's life, the lawyer is talking about their investigation into Diddy's freak-offs. Agnifilo is now also tackling the FOV's claims by claiming that all the sexual encounters during that period were consensual. These encounters often ended with those involved, including Diddy, receiving IV drips to recover from the heavy drug use and the intensity of the activities. It's worth noting that many of the victims in this case were given spiked drinks and did not knowingly consent to taking drugs. Those who were aware of the drugs they consumed were reportedly coerced into it. Based on their allegations, it seems they had little to no choice in the matter. In Cassie Ventura's lawsuit detailing how her relationship with Diddy began, she claimed he tricked her into attending a yacht party under the pretense of performing at an event. Once there, he offered her pills, which she later discovered were ecstasy. She felt unable to refuse because the drugs were offered by her boss, and they were isolated in the middle of the sea. It wasn't just a one-time occurrence. Diddy ensured she stayed high throughout the weekend they spent on the yacht. When she was no longer in control of her senses, he took advantage of her, and their relationship began shortly after. Cassie further alleged that there were instances where Diddy hired male prostitutes to sleep with her while he recorded the encounters. She claimed she was made to participate in these acts while under the influence, and when sober, Diddy would randomly show her the videos to assert his control over her. Among her many allegations, one that the public has seen is her need for IV drips after the, quote, discipline she forced her into. Her claim aligns with statements from Diddy's legal team, who have also acknowledged that he used IV transfusions following such events. However, Agnifilo's argument is that the government is overly focused on Diddy's private life, asserting that the authorities are unfairly judging his sexual choices. He argued that the term freak-offs, used by the prosecution, is merely their modern-day interpretation of what were called threesomes in the 1970s. Agnifilo further claimed the prosecution is unfairly vilifying Diddy and portraying him as a monster, when, according to him, there is much more to the rapper than these allegations suggest. In the same documentary, Agnifilo argued that the allegations against Diddy stemmed from his relationship with Cassie Ventura, which he characterized as being rooted in manipulation and infidelity. When asked to address the footage showing Diddy assaulting Cassie, the attorney avoided providing a clear explanation, choosing instead to focus on the broader context of their relationship. He claimed that both of them had issues because Cassie cheated on Diddy, and Diddy also cheated on her. So she's in essence saying that the physical abuse Cassie suffered at Date's hands was because they were in an abusive relationship. So it was inevitable based on Agnifilo's statements. It appears that he's planning to go after Cassie too, by using the fact that she was taking drugs during her relationship with Diddy. He's likely going to argue that Cassie's testimony about her relationship with Diddy is false because she was barely sober during the relationship. Mark Agnifilo is one to talk about reducing a person. He claims that Diddy is being reduced to a monster while simultaneously reducing Cassie's experience to the fact that she was cheating on him. However, when we look back at Cassie's lawsuit, she talked about the 2016 footage of her getting hit in a hotel lobby. She claimed she was trying to escape the hotel, where it appeared a freak-off had taken place. However, just as she reached the elevator, ready to taste freedom, he caught her, kicked her multiple times in the ribs, and dragged her back to the room, wearing only a towel around his waist. How does this get minimized to merely an act of retaliation because Cassie allegedly cheated on Diddy? Agnifilo also claimed to have spoken to about 12 of the men involved in the freak-offs with Cassie and Diddy. He stated that he asked them if anyone in the room seemed unwilling to participate, and they reportedly said everyone was on board with the acts. They also claimed no one was too drunk or too high to consent. It seems Agnifilo is attempting to shift the narrative, framing it as Cassie's word against the word of individuals allegedly paid by Diddy to engage in activities with her while she was inebriated. However, this strategy may be difficult to sustain given the consistency of statements made by both Cassie and Lil Rod in their lawsuits. Both allege that Diddy drugged them and paid others to engage in sexual acts with them while they were under the influence. The fact that two people who did not file lawsuits together share the same claims spells trouble for Diddy's defense team. If he loses this case, the consequences could permanently destroy his life and career. Since his arrest in September, Diddy has been held at the Metropolitan Detention Center, MDC. This facility, known for housing high-profile inmates like R. Kelly and Sam Bankman-Fried, is infamous for its substandard conditions. Despite its reputation for hosting prominent individuals, the prison lacks proper ventilation, leaving inmates to endure extreme weather conditions. During winter, it becomes unbearably cold, and in summer, it gets oppressively hot. Such harsh conditions often lead to heightened emotions among inmates, including anger, which they tend to direct at each other. Judges and jurists have long been hesitant to send convicted felons to this facility due to these concerns. The MDC currently holds around 1,200 inmates, and with its deteriorating environment, it's only a matter of time before tensions boil over, creating challenges for the prison's staff. In addition to poor ventilation, reports suggest the food is bland and unhealthy, adding to the inmates' dissatisfaction. According to Mark Agnifilo, Diddy is having a difficult time adjusting to prison, primarily because of the food. Like other inmates, Diddy is served cereal, fruit, and breakfast cake every morning. Since it's a prison, a world-class chef cannot serve him a British breakfast. On Sundays, he gets oatmeal and toast, and on weekends he gets coffee. At the MDC, lunch is served by 11 a.m., and Diddy typically receives hamburgers, baked fish, or beef tacos. On weekends, scrambled eggs and biscuits are served. After the 4 p.m., head count dinner usually consists of pasta, fajitas, or chicken roast. For those who prefer vegetarian meals, lentils and tofu are available. Although the prison claims to serve heart-healthy meals, Diddy is reportedly struggling with the adjustment. However, his lawyer emphasizes that the rap mogul is receiving the same treatment as other inmates awaiting trial. Diddy is housed in a wing designated for prominent individuals, sharing his cell with Sam Bankman. Critics question what other special treatment he might expect. If the food is unsatisfactory, Diddy can buy alternatives from the commissary, with friends and family able to deposit money into his prison account. The controversy around his treatment stems from the fact that Diddy's bail requests have been repeatedly rejected by federal courts. After his arrest on September 16th, his attorneys applied for him to be released on bail, initially offering $50 million, significantly higher than the original $2 million bail amount. Despite this, the court rejected the offer, citing concerns of witness intimidation and the risk of flight. On September 18th, U.S. District Judge Andrew Carter Jr. denied a second bail request, arguing that prosecutors had provided substantial evidence supporting their claims. Prosecutors alleged that before his arrest, Diddy had called one of the witnesses 128 times. Diddy's attorney, Mark Agnifilo, countered that these calls did not constitute evidence of wrongdoing and claimed errors in the court's legal paperwork justified another chance. Diddy's legal team filed a third appeal for bail after the judge in the case was changed to Judge Aaron Subramanian. This time, Diddy offered $50 million, his mansion, and his mother's house as collateral. He also proposed wearing a GPS monitor and limiting his communication to close family and friends. However, prosecutors pointed out that Diddy also had male victims, making the restrictions inadequate. They emphasized his access to a private aircraft posed a flight risk, even though he offered to sell it. Once again, his bail request was denied. Now Diddy must wait until May 5, 2025 to determine whether he will walk free or remain incarcerated. This isn't his first run-in with the law. He was arrested in April for assaulting a record executive. While there is a possibility of securing bail later, it depends on his behavior in prison. Adding to the case's complexity, Diddy's attorneys requested a gag order to prevent leaks and ensure a fair trial. This came after CNN broadcast a video of Diddy assaulting his ex-girlfriend, Cassie Ventura, in a hotel lobby. Initially denying the allegations, Diddy later apologized and settled with Cassie for $30 million. If convicted, Diddy faces up to 60 years or life in prison. With accusations piling up and new victims coming forward, the question remains, will Diddy's empire collapse or will he prevail in court? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. Stay tuned for future updates as the story unfolds. See you in the next one.